grip the wheel because I thought this is going to hurt pretty bad. And then luckily I saw him go to the wall, and yeah, it was well executed on his part. I think all of us have thought about that. Just none of us have ever been brave enough to really try it. Just I'm very curious to kind of see what kind of hole that opens up, because I think now if it's the last lap of Martinsville and maybe even Richmond, just go wide open on the wall. And I think we see the whole field do it. I mean, it's that big of an advantage. So it'll be interesting to see what happens now, because now that we all know that it's that big of an advantage. I mean, at the end, if you're running second or third even, you're going to do that because you're going to win the race. So yeah, curious to see kind of what plays out after that.
As stout as your car was, how hard is this to swallow, and what did you learn just getting this far into the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. You know, the penalty really took us out of it. You know, you just couldn't pass. I mean, we were running third, fourth, got the penalty, went back to 18th, and literally ran 18th pretty much the rest of the day until we were able to kind of get one spot at a time on restarts. So yeah, you know, win as a team, lose as a team. You know, those picker guys kept me in the playoffs a lot of the time. So, yeah, just, you know, unfortunate that I don't think we really had a pit road penalty all year long, and it came at this race. But, yeah, going to Phoenix and try to redeem ourselves. But, yeah, I felt like, you know, in the last 6 races, we've had 5 top 10s. So, you know, this is the kind of speed and momentum we need to have going into the start of next year. And I feel like we're really hitting our stride. So that's encouraging. You know, I feel like we're more than capable of being a top 10 team every week. It's just a matter of putting it all together, and we've been doing that a lot better this year, or at the end of the year.
Did Ross's move good sportsmanship?
I don't know. That's a great question. I mean, we could have all done it. So, I mean, I guess it's fair in that sense. It's kind of like he's the only guy that was able to do it. I mean, I wish that I would have done it now, obviously looking back on it. But, yeah, I mean, it's like a 50-50 deal, right? Because any of us could have done it, but is it fair to the 7 guys he passed? You know, probably not, but all 7 of us could have done the same thing. So, yeah, like I said a second ago, I'm very curious to see how much this changes the complexion at the end of these short track races, because you could for sure do it here. It's been proven. You could do it for Richmond probably. There's a couple other racetracks where you could, you know, Coliseum, you could do it. There's a lot of racetracks there. We could probably do this now every time. So it'll be interesting to see. You know, I don't think they're going to penalize him, but maybe that's something to look at, you know, going into next year just with the rule book. I think it's a pretty black and white thing to put in the rules, but I mean, do this to him, we're doing it. We could have all done it, we just didn't do it.
Do you think it could have been done with the old body?
Not be fair?
I mean, I guess it's fair because we could have all done it. Like, it's just the integrity of it, I guess, is a little bit different, you know. But I guess it's not any difference in integrity, because all of us, like, the opportunity presented itself for all of us to do it. So I guess it's a fair game. You know, if I was in Denny's shoes, for example, I'd probably be frustrated, but at the same time, you know, he could have done that too. Like, that's the thing is, it's not like Ross was the only guy that was allowed to do that. We all could have done it. He was just smart enough to do it at the end, and it could have not worked, but it did work. So, yeah, like I said, kudos to him.
Have you ever tried it on the sim?
Oh, yeah. Like, when I was 7 years old, that was my move on NASCAR video games. So, yeah, I think every driver in the field, almost every fan here has done that, including going backwards and wrecking the field. I don't think we're seeing any guys do that. Yeah, I think all of us have done that. You know, on a video game, it's way faster, and I think we've seen it in the past. Tried on a mile and a half, it just doesn't work because you don't slow down enough. But at a place like this, where you got to slow down so much, I mean, yeah, for sure works. So, yeah, definitely interested to see how this changes the end of these races going forward.
What did you see just in your
Yeah, I mean, I knew when I was going down the back straightaway, my spotter told me he was about 1 point out. So I felt like I had a big enough gap. He probably wasn't going to get to me, but I knew that if he got to me, I was for sure getting used up. So I was watching my mirror, and I went pretty far in to make sure he couldn't get to me, and I just saw him. He kept coming, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's literally throttling me. So I was pretty happy when I saw him go to the wall. And then my jaw was literally dropped. As soon as we passed the start finish line, I came over the radio and said, I think that's the most incredible thing ever. Like, my vantage point of it was unbelievable. I mean, I looked at his lap time, he was 2 seconds faster than the field. I did start cringing though when he got to the gate. I was scared for him. I didn't know if that gate was a metal gate or whatever, and if I was just like, man, this thing catches, he's gonna land on my lap. So yeah, glad that part of it worked out. I definitely have a lot of questions for him. I'm curious, did he hold on to the wheel? Did he let go? Like, I couldn't imagine holding on to the wheel and be trying to rip it out of your hands. So yeah, it was definitely interesting from my point of view, and yeah, wish I would have done it the last 8 laps because I would have won the race.